Hey everyone, Carl here from Warriors of Dystonia. This is my seventh attempt at recording a video right now. It's been one of those mornings, either I forget how to talk, or someone's flushing toilets upstairs, or people are sending me messages on my phone that I'm using to try and record. But I just want to get this update recorded. I've been quite busy this week, so I'd like to share it with you all. So when it comes to stories, there's been, I think, another four stories. Another four stories have been shared with me this week. So, which is awesome, which is nice because, as the stories come in and I'm adding them to the collection that I've got so far, it's really great to see, the book coming together. I see coming together, just the content coming together. I've made an update to the website now and made it very clear that there's a deadline on submissions. So I'm looking at the 31st of October as being the cut-off point where I won't take any more submissions for the book after that date. I'm going to make it sort of clear as well when I'm asking for stories going forward as well that there is this deadline in place. I need to have a deadline personally because at the moment it seems like it was going to be a never-ending piece of work, and now with that deadline it gives me something to aim for. But it also means that when I'm reaching out and asking for stories, it does not so much add a sense of urgency, but it lets people know that yes, there is a long time to go yet. However, there is a finite time towards having an input into this book project. So that'll be the 31st of October. A couple of things really, I've got my daughter's birthday in November, my wedding anniversary December, we got Christmas, and I also dread to think what sort of state the world will be in off the back of the disease that shall not be named. What else have we got then? So I've reached out to a few. Let me just look at my laptop here. Seriously, look what I'm actually working with. For the state of that. Bloody button's missing. This one's a bit wobbly. Anyway. Let's have a look. So I reached out to a few groups on Facebook just to see if I can get some more people aware of the project and to see if there's anyone else that wants to share their stories. So I reached out to Dystonia is not a disease, it's a disorder. Dystonia support group, Dystonia support and awareness, and Dystonia awareness. Now, I always reach out to the admin of these groups rather than post directly onto the page because I understand that, there's, the people that set up these groups maybe have a purpose in mind. And although there is absolutely no sort of affiliate thing going on here, I'm not trying to make money. It's something that I'm trying to do for all of us whose lives are affected by dystonia. I still like to be courteous and, make sure that people are happy enough for me to put my post onto the group and see if people would like to, be part of this book project. So I've reached out to the administrators of all of them, 3 of them yesterday and 2 first thing this morning, so we'll see what happens. Some of these groups have more than one admin. I also understand that when I send a private message to these people, with the way that Facebook works, it sort of tucks it away in a little hidden area, so people are not always aware that they've actually had this message. So let's see where we go over the next couple of days. Another group that I actually got in touch with is Support for Parents of Children with Dystonia. Now, I've always maintained that this project is not just for people who are directly suffering with dystonia themselves. It's for anyone whose lives are actually affected in some way, and that can also mean caring for and looking after, being involved with maybe dystonia groups. this book project is for everyone in that way. I've contacted the administrator of that group now. I kind of understand if things are a little bit different there, that anything with children will make the sensitivity and people's apprehension a little bit higher, and I completely understand that. As a parent, if I was a parent of a child that was going through it, I would like to have the opportunity to be able to talk about my experience, and to, even as a way to let other parents know and other people know how these people's lives are and how they're caring for, and success stories and the struggles, I think is really, really important. Dystonia affects so many people in so many different ways, and I'd love to try and ensure that we've got kind of almost like a little microcosm world of the various ways that it has affected people's lives, positively and negatively. When I say positively, I mean success stories, that sort of thing. I don't think anyone's lives are positively affected by dystonia in any way whatsoever, but I mean, this is what I was talking about earlier, why I've had to restart videos. I'm not restarting this one, but what I mean is, I really want to be able to share stories of triumph as well, so just everything. But let's see what happens. So a few groups. I'll repost to the groups that have given me permission as well at some point towards the end of next week. I usually post on a Sunday, and looking online, apparently that's not a great day to post, looking at algorithms and the way Facebook decides to only notify people of certain posts and things. So let's see. Last week I also sent out a survey to the world. I think it went a bit wrong, to be honest, because it was supposed to have 2 questions, and those 2 questions, or one of the questions, changed depending on what people answered. But anyway, I sent out a survey that said, a total guess, if someone told you they had dystonia, what would you think was wrong with them? What does the word dystonia make you think? And some of the responses are showing really on why we need to begin raising awareness into dystonia. So we got things like fear of distance, audio-visual issues, inability to properly identify or distinguish or adapt to sounds, mental conditions. What else have we got? Muscle tone, vision, bone disease, mental disorder. So, I mean, these results are for me to put into the sort of the front part of the book to sort of explain, look, this is why we're doing it. The original survey I sent out on my own personal Facebook group, or my own first personal Facebook, to people that I know. And because I've talked quite a lot about dystonia on my own Facebook and to a lot of people, obviously the results I think were quite biased. Still, it was interesting to see how much people had retained from what I had been saying about dystonia. So I'm actually going to split up the 2 results. So the one which went out to friends and family of mine, and then the other one, what I actually did was, I'm part of a group of what we call stay-at-home dads, which are the basically dads that are either out of work, that are the primary caregivers for their children, or for dads that maybe they are working but are still the main person that's home with the kids. And that's me. My wife works full-time, is paid better than me, therefore it makes more sense for her to be working the core hours. I actually do work full-time myself, but really bizarre hours, just so that I can also be there to collect my girls from school and to do the cooking and things like that, and all the other house bits. But anyway, so I sent the survey out to the guys in this group, and that was where I got the most interesting results from. Overall, I didn't get a huge amount of responses, but I came in with 27 responses, and 81% of people didn't know what it was, with 18% that did. Now, really, that would indicate that perhaps it was 1 out of the 27 that actually knew what dystonia was. I've not compiled and matched up the results yet to see, whether that is actually true, because what I also did ask was, if you know what dystonia is, please describe your understanding of it. So I'm going to put all of this together and perhaps share it on the website and on my Facebook group as well. So I think I'll finish up there. There's been no interruptions. I've managed to get through this video. So as always, thank you so much. Thank you so much to everyone that's shared their story, shared their interest, and shown support. I had a real bad downer last week, which just happens from time to time, but I had a bad downer where I was sort of questioning myself, questioning why I'm doing this. I really don't know why, because I was actually, I was getting some good response. I was getting stories and things, but yeah, for whatever reason, I hit a bit of a blip. So it's really important to me, the support and that I'm getting. It sort of spurs me on. But yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you.